Hello students of class 9. Welcome back to the biology class. So in our last class we have learned till glandular epithelium. Today we will start from the muscle tissue. Now you know what is muscle? It is having the process of contraction and relaxation and helping in the movement of body parts or organs. And the muscular tissue is formed by greatly elongated and highly contractile tissues, and the muscle cells which are known as the muscle fibers. These fibers are placed together in the connective tissue and they form muscular bundles. Okay, now these muscles are classified into three types. One is the striated muscle, second is the unstriated muscle, and third is the cardiac muscles. The striated muscles are also known as the skeletal muscles, or these are also known as striped muscle or voluntary muscles. How does it look like? They show transverse light and dark bands, due to which these are known as striated or striped muscles. These muscles are attached to the bones in different parts of the body, and so they are also responsible in the movement of the body or movement of the body parts. So these are also known as the skeletal muscles. These muscles are known as voluntary muscles. Why? Voluntary muscles are those muscles which move under the control of our will. Whenever we want, we will move those muscles. Whenever we don't want, we will not move those muscles. So these muscles, these muscles or these striped muscles are also known as voluntary muscles. They are long, cylindrical. They have non-tapering ends. They are unbranched and they are multinucleated. Multinucleated means they are having many nuclei. Thin outer lining membrane is present, which is known as sarcolemma, and the nuclei are many peripheral, and in the sarcoplasm the muscles are embedded in large number of contractile elements. These are known as myofibrils or sarcostyles, which is running parallel to each other. Okay, where these are found? These are found in the muscles of the limbs. You think which muscles you can move yourself? These muscles are found in the limbs, limb muscle, the bicep and the tricep muscle. These are also present in the abdominal wall in the form of sheaths, in the diaphragm, in the tongue, pharynx, in the visceral. Striated muscles are basically found in those type of regions which you can move yourself. They are found also in the internal or visceral organs. What is the main function? These muscles are strong and powerful, and they perform the process of rapid contraction and expansion, and these muscles get tired after continuous use. Suppose you are constantly writing after hours. What happens? Your hand starts aching. Basically, the muscles become tired after continuous use. So, they need some rest. And these muscles are very powerful. So, they provide force for locomotion. Okay. So, all the body parts which are moving, these all are due to the presence of the striated muscles. And unstriated muscles, these are also known as smooth, visceral or involuntary muscles. These are elongated. These are spindle-shaped structures. Spindle-shaped means pointed at both the ends. At both the ends of these muscle, they are pointed. And it consists of long cigar-shaped nucleus in the center of the sarcoplasm. Longitudinal contractile threads are also present, which is known as myofibril. Okay, there are no striations or bands like the previous muscle which you have learned. So these are also known as unstriated muscles. Now, where these are found? In the walls of the visceral organs except the heart. These are involuntary muscles, I said. The unstriated muscles are involuntary muscles. Means these are not under the control of our will. Our heart muscle is also not under the control of our will, but the heart muscle, it is having a separate group. This can't be grouped under the unstriated muscles. In the walls of the stomach and intestine, this type of unstriated muscles are found, and in the genital duct, in the bronchioles, the muscles of the ciliary body, these muscles are found. These are involuntary muscles, the movement of the alimentary canal. Suppose you are eating, you are eating and you are moving the food through the alimentary canal to the stomach. While movement through the alimentary canal, can you stop the movement of the food at a certain time? No. While it is passing through the alimentary canal, it is not possible to stop the food. That is involuntary muscle. It is when the food is passing through it, it is automatically moving. These are independent of voluntary control, except the ciliary muscles which are present in the eye. This is another exception. Understood? And the cardiac muscles, these are just like the striated muscles, but they function independently of the conscious control of the brain. These are involuntary muscles, like the smooth muscles. Cardiac muscles are composed of branched fibers, and these branches join together to form a network. Okay, the intracellular spaces of the cardiac muscles are filled up with abundant loose connective tissues, and rich supply of blood capillaries are present. These fibers are jointed end to end, and these are interconnected by oblique bridges, and there is zigzag pattern of structures which is known as the intercalated disc. Understood? Where these are found? These are found only in the walls of the heart. Cardiac muscles function, contraction and relaxation rhythmically throughout life without showing any fatigue. That is, they don't get tired. The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the cardiac muscles maintain the flow of the heart, maintain the flow of blood within the heart and the arteries and the vessels. This is all done due to the presence of the cardiac muscles. So, cardiac muscle is found only in the heart, not in any other body parts. Okay, now we will start the connective tissue portion. Connective tissue, from this word you can understand that this is a link, this is a connecting link between the different tissues and the organs. It is the structural framework, it provides mechanical support to the body, and it also plays a very important role in the body defense, repair, in the fat storage. It is composed of two basic components, and it is around the extracellular matrix. The cells are loosely arranged and embedded in the matrix. Jelly-like type of matrix may be present here, and the nature of the matrix, it depends on the function of that particular connective tissue. Connective tissues are of 5 types: areolar connective tissue, adipose tissue, dense regular connective tissue, skeletal tissue, and fluid connective tissue. Now in details we will read about all these 5 types of connective tissues. What you have to know from each is same like the previous one: the nature, the occurrence, and the function. That is how it looks like, where it is found, and what are its functions. These are the 3 points you have to know from each. The areolar connective tissue is also known as the loose connective tissue or spongy fibrous tissue. It consists of transparent jelly-like sticky matrix, and there are different types of cells and fibers, and lot of mucin is present. 2 types of fibers are present in the matrix. One is the white collagen fiber, another is the yellow collagen fiber. Okay, and what is white collagen fiber? It changes into gelatin on boiling in water. And yellow elastic fiber, it is also present scattered within the matrix, and different kinds of irregular cells, and some of these, they engulf the bacteria or they engulf any foreign substances which enter within the body, and they prevent infection. Okay, now where are these found? These are the most typical type of connective tissues. They have a widespread distribution throughout the body, between the skin and the muscles, around the blood vessels, in the nerves and the bone marrow. These type of tissues are found. Functions: supports the various body organs. It acts as the packaging material between the structures of the body. Exchange of the nutrient material takes place through the matrix. The tissues which are injured, they get repaired by the fibroblast, which is produced by the collagen fiber. Okay, and protection against bacteria, microorganism, and other foreign bodies also is prevented. by this areolar or connective tissue. Next tissue to be discussed is the adipose tissue or the fat tissue. Now, it is a very modified form of connective tissue. The adipose tissue's matrix is packed up with large spherical or oval fat cells or adipocytes. Basically, they store fat in the form of large fat globules that is squeezing the cytoplasm to the periphery, and the nucleus is moving to one corner of the tissue. Okay, now where these are found? Beneath the skin, around the kidneys, in the bone marrow, these are found wherever the fat should be located. The blubber which is found in the whales and the hump which is found in the camels, these are also made up of adipose tissue. During emergency, means whenever it is not getting food, whenever it is not getting water, then what happens? Through the blubber and the hump, they can survive by using the storage food. The stored food is found within this type of hump and the blubbers. Okay, now what is the function? It is producing a soft elastic pad structure between the organs and the other parts of the body. It maintains the kidney, its position, the eyeballs, all are packed up due to the presence of this adipose tissue. It is also acting as the shock absorber under the skin. It is present in the sole of the foot palm. Storage of fat is another function, giving shape to the body and the limbs are also due to the presence of this adipose tissue. Loss of body heat is prevented. So, these adipose tissue act as the insulating blanket. So, it regulates the body temperature also. The next which is to be discussed is the dense regular connective tissue. This is also a fibrous connective tissue. This is densely packed collection of fibers and the cells. Its main composition is the tendon and the ligament. What is tendon? The dense, strong, fibrous connective tissue with thick parallel bundle of collagen fibers or matrix. This is tendon. It connects muscles to the bones. Okay, it has great strength, but its flexibility is very limited. This is connecting the muscle to the bone. Next is the ligament. Ligament means, what is ligament? It is a dense fibrous connective tissue also. Its ground substance or the matrix is densely packed. Okay, and it's crowded with yellow elastin fibers. Elongated flat cells are present between them. Basically, the ligament is connecting bone at the joints, the bones at the joints, and it is holding them in proper position so that we can move and rotate our necks, fingers, limbs, etc. Okay, so this is the function. Next is the skeletal tissue. The skeletal tissue, it forms a strong framework for the body. It supports the body, protects the vital organs of the body, and it provides hard surface for the insertion of the muscles. It occurs in two forms. One is the cartilage, another is the bone. Cartilage, it is the semi-rigid and flexible connective tissue. The soft bones of the body are made up of cartilage. The matrix of the cartilage is known as chondrion, and it is secreted by the cartilage cells or chondrocytes. Lacunae is present. Lacunae is it is enclosed in fluid filled space, and that fluid filled space is known as lacunae. The cartilage is bounded externally by white fibrous connective tissue, which is known as pericardium. Blood vessels are present in the pericardium, but not in the perichondrium, but not in the matrix. Okay, the food and the oxygen is diffusing out through the matrix to reach the chondrocytes. Where this is found? In the nose tips, ear pinna, ring of trachea or the windpipe, at the end of the long bones, at the lower ends of the rings and the epiglottis. And what is its function? Support and flexibility to the vertebra body parts, and it is more compressible than the bone. Now what is bone? You know, it is a solid, rigid and strong connective tissue. Its matrix is hard and it is made up of osin. It is very rich in phosphate, sulfate, carbonate, fluoride, calcium and magnesium. Okay, bone cells are known as osteocytes, and there is a small cavity into which the stellate cells are enclosed, that is known as lacuna. Several fine branched canaliculi is present, and these bones are one of the strongest part of the body. Understood? Now you have to know the difference between the cartilage and the bone. You have to make a chart, you have to make a column and write it in points, the difference between the cartilage and the bone. What is the function of the bone? It forms a framework, supporting framework for the body. It provides the vital organs of the body, brain, lungs, it provides the vital organs. It anchors the muscles. It provides shape to the body. The shape of your body depends on the bones. Okay. So read properly in your home till this much today. We will continue the remaining portion in our next class. Thank you.